Hello, welcome to Pike Creek Farm. My name is Renee, and if this is your first time here, thank you so much for joining me and stopping in to visit. I like to do videos on canning and baking and vintage recipes and just life here in the thumb of Michigan. And I'm so glad that you stopped in today. Today I'm doing a video for Stocktober. What is Stocktober? Well, this is something that's being organized by Lisa at Sutton's Days. And basically, it's all the different ways to stock up your pantry, your house, your household items, your canning, just everything we do to stock our homes to be more self-sufficient and not dependent on running to the store all the time and being prepared. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to can bone-in raw chicken because today I wanted to make some chicken dumpling soup, and I was going to just add a couple of more chicken thighs to it, and I stopped at the store, and to get like 4 or 5 of them and it wasn't a bad price per pound. I don't remember exactly, but it was like almost $5. Well, then next to that, they had 10 pounds of chicken leg quarters for $11. So $1 a pound. And I only have 1 jar of bone-in chicken legs and thighs downstairs in my pantry. And I love them. They make the best broth, and I use it for making chicken and dumplings and chicken pot pie and chicken and rice casserole. I just use it so many ways, and you still have to, pick through it like you do if you cook the chicken, in your soup pot, but it saves a lot of time. So that's what I'm gonna do today, and I thought that's perfect for Stocktober. Get any of these sales you can find, or if you have chicken in your freezer and it's taking up freezer space, do this, and then it is shelf stable. So I'm gonna bring you around. I am going to use quart-sized jars, and I use wide mouth. It makes it a lot easier to put it in and take it out. I'm gonna save a little bit of the chicken, a few pieces, for making the soup today. But otherwise, I'm gonna fill up some jars. And you can leave the skin on. The skin does not need to come off. If there's a lot of excess, I take it off. We want to have 1 1/4 inch head space. So all we do is drop them in there. Have a bowl for any extra pieces. And you don't even have to cut it apart if you don't want to. Whichever way you can fit them in there. I usually do separate the legs and the thighs, but you don't have to. I just think it makes making Tetris a little easier. That's what I always feel like I'm doing, is playing the game Tetris. And where do the pieces go? Okay, so that one doesn't fit in there good, so I'm gonna start the second jar. I might be able to fit a little leg in there. Okay, so there we go. This one is going to be done. And I will forewarn you, this is not pretty in the jar. My kids call it a science experiment, but they sure love what I make out of it. So I'm estimating I'm going to do 4 jars. And then leave the rest for cooking the soup. Where is it? And if I end up with 3, it doesn't matter because that's 3 meals for, okay, it was 5 something for the thighs, a small pack. Like about as much maybe as I put in this 1 jar. So that means with 2 jars, I'm a little bit ahead. Okay, there we go. That one looks good. You can wear gloves if you want doing this. I know a lot of people prefer that. I just normally don't. I just wash my hands real good afterwards, and all the counters and everything. That one I was just gonna put in whole. Let's see. Maybe let's put, okay, yep, the thigh fits in there nicer. 5. Okay, I'm gonna just keep this and put it in the soup pot. That's too full. Too full. We're good. This is all gonna be soup. And then 4 quarts will go in the canner. I'm gonna be using 4 jar lids. They are a good price point. I have good luck with them. And I do have a discount code down below. So it's 10% off. And they have all different size of bundles and packages and some fun things like towels too. I'm gonna put some vinegar in a little bowl. I don't always use vinegar, but I do use it with meat to help cut through any grease that gets on the rim. And it's very difficult to not when you're raw packing meat. So this gets it nice and clean. Put the lid on, the ring just finger tight. When it stops, it stops. Don't use all force and all your whole hand, just let it stop. And this is it. I could have added salt, I could have added some seasonings. Today I'm just doing it just like this. Let's get the other. Now, raw packed chicken with bones has pressure cans for less time. These quarts will go for 75 minutes. What I like about doing this is, well, it's so easy and so simple and fast. And I can get a deal on meat or have extra meat, clean out my freezer. I don't need to debubble because there's no liquid or anything in here. You just want to make sure it is all packed in and that you have the 1 1/4 headspace. You don't want to fill it to the top. And when this comes out, I'll show you, but the liquid will come to here. It will not be up to the top. Gonna put my lid on now. I always do a safety check where I check this pipe, make sure I can see through it, check that this valve is okay, that the lock is not stuck, and I check my seal. That is not cracked or doesn't look wonky in any way. So I turn the heat on above medium. This is going to take a while to come up to temp because it's all cold, and it's going to take a little bit longer than if I was putting hot jars in a hot canner. But we want to make sure the temperatures are all the same because we don't want any bottoms to fall out or anything like that. So I wait for this to come to a full steam coming out of the vent pipe, and then I put the timer on for 10 minutes to evacuate that steam. That's how it gets hot enough in here that it is safe. It gets hotter than boiling water. And then we get rid of all that steam, and then I use a weighted gauge. It's 10 pounds from my altitude. And I'll give the link, I'll try and put the link down below to the National Center's page for how to do this. That's what I follow. And see, it says without bones and with bones. And this is a weighted gauge. So with bones, hot and raw pack is the same. Quarts, 75 minutes. It's with 10 pounds for 1,000 feet. And that's where I'm at, under 1,000. So it's just a waiting game now. I stay in the same area. I do some other kitchen chores, pay my bills. You know, you can't run to the store. You stay here. And then I put this on after the 10 minutes it's vented and and once it starts to do a little jiggle, 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 set your timer for 75 minutes. So what I'm going to do now is get some water in here and some garlic and some celery leaves and a little bit of onion, and I'm going to bring this up to make a beautiful broth for our creamy chicken dumpling soup. So that's my plan, and that can just cook away. And I might need to add some more meat to it, but I have meat in the freezer or I have canned meat. So that's my first project today for Stocktober. And I'm going to keep doing something every couple of days, and I'll bring you along. It might be menu planning. It might be figuring out what I need, what gaps I have in my pantry, planning ahead for the holidays and buying now. I love in the winter just having everything here. It helps my budget. It helps with the stress of the holiday time. And if we get bad weather, I don't care. I like being snowed into my house. We haven't had that lately in Michigan, but I have no objection to being snowed in. I'm very happy here because I'm prepared. So the timer went off. I shut off the burner. The jiggler stopped jiggling. Now I wait for the pressure to go down and this to go down. And I wait 5-10 minutes, and then I take the jiggler off, and then I let it wait 5 minutes, 10 minutes more, and then I crack the lid. You don't want to do it too fast. You want to because it's a lot cooler out here than it is in there. So we need to do it slowly so they adjust. Okay, I have removed the lid. I'm going to wait a few minutes and then take them out. And it looks really good. Okay, here they are out of the canner, bubbling away. And they are ugly. But you can see the broth almost covers it in all of them. It came, and you can see the color in it already. And this will become very gelatinous. And it is just beautiful broth. But when you open up the jar, you have to, I usually heat it up a little and get the juice off of it. And then you just have to start picking, just like you do. Like I have to, do when I cook chicken to make soup or anything on the stove. but it saves all that time and you get this beautiful broth. So thank you for watching, and I hope that next time you get a good deal on chicken, you think about doing this, because it is definitely wonderful to have on your pantry shelf, and you can do so much with it, and it's just that old-fashioned cooked chicken flavor. The texture and everything is just amazing. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time at Pike Creek Farm.